Hello and a very wet welcome back to Hugh's Nursery. I usually say warm, but at the moment it's raining and it's forecast to be raining for the whole day. However, I had to get out into the garden to film this video for you because about 3 days ago we harvested our second early potatoes in this bed, and we were growing the variety Kestrel, and we were really pleased with the results. But it's not only the variety that we chose, we actually trialed a different method of growing potatoes, and we were really pleased with it. It's such an easy and lazy way of growing them. So I'm going to show you exactly how you can grow it, because luckily I filmed the whole process from start to finish so you can see exactly what we've done, so you can do exactly the same in your vegetable garden. So to begin with, chit some seed potatoes, and this is something you want to do about 4 to 6 weeks before you plant them. Simply put them in egg boxes, and once they have started sprouting from the eyes, you then plant them directly into the soil, but you don't plant them that far. You only push them in a couple of inches, which is the same as 5 centimeters. And it is such a simple technique, and there's no need to overcomplicate it. All you need to do is place the potatoes into the soil at a spacing of about 30 centimeters to a foot. Now, this is the main part of the experiment. We decided to use a thick layer of hay and place them over the chitted seed potatoes which we've placed. Note that we haven't even covered these with soil. Now, if you don't have access to hay or straw, they're really cheap to get in many shops such as garden centres, or if you live near a equestrian centre or a farm, I'm sure you can go up and ask for a free bale, because a bale is all you will need for about a 4 by 6 foot section. So make sure you put a generous helping. You can see that it is quite windy here, so we do place sticks on this later on just to stop the hay from blowing away, but it'll soon will push down and compact down and it won't have a problem. Now, after you've done this, before or after, you might want to give it a good soaking. This is because luckily the soil that we planted in was quite moist. However, if you're planting into dry soil, you need to give it a great water. Now, the great thing about mulch, and you can see it's poking through here, the young potato plants. The great thing about mulch is that any weeds that do want to grow, they just can't compete with the mulch. However, the potatoes are strong enough to grow through. And here, before you know it, they grow into a really nice and luscious plant. So it's really good. And then about 12 weeks later, 12 to 14 weeks with second early potatoes, I just uncovered them. You can see how the mulch and the hay has actually decomposed. So it's trying to add and re-add those nutrients that the potatoes have taken up into their tubers. And you can see that simply taking the hay away, we get a load of potatoes. So we're really, really pleased with how well they've done. And you can just see, here's just some of the potatoes that we managed to harvest from this bed. Now, it's critical that you sort out your potatoes after harvesting them into the correct locations. You want to separate the good potatoes from the bad potatoes. So the bad potatoes are the ones which have cuts and bruises, and these are more prone to rotting faster. And if you end up putting the bad potatoes into, say, a sack where you're storing potatoes during the winter of good ones, then these are more likely to rot faster, and then it can have a domino effect, kind of a chain reaction, causing all your other potatoes to rot as well, which is something you really do not want, especially when you've put in the hard work. So you need to have a bucket where you put in all the damaged potatoes, and these are the potatoes that you want to eat first, because you can still eat them. All you need to do is cut off the bad parts. And for the good potatoes, you want to store them in a cool and airy place, preferably around about 15 to 18 degrees Celsius, and make sure that your sack you use is something which can breathe, such as a Hessian sack. So I hope this video tutorial has inspired you to try out this different potato growing method next season. In the meantime, a lot more has been happening in the garden at the moment. It's basically all systems go. At the moment, I am sheltering from the rain here in the solar tunnel, but the sun is trying to poke its way through. Now, when it's raining full blast, this is what it sounds like inside the solar tunnel. Thank you very much for watching. Once again, I really hope it did help you out. If you have any further questions, then simply ask me down below in the comments section. I hope you're having a fantastic growing season, and I'll see you again next Friday. Goodbye.